Good morning, everybody. Just looking out at this wonderful crowd, it gives me hope again. When we saw the beautiful event we had at Matt's Lobster Dinner a few weeks ago, the huge crowd that was here. When we were at Jimmy Mac's turkey dinner a few weeks before that, and we saw 170 people there. This truly, truly, truly gives me wonderful hope that our party is indeed alive when you see this much interest. Many of us were at a function last night in Toronto with the youth. 70 of the U of T campus kids were there last night. That tells you our party is alive. So don't be counting us out too fast. We're here, and we're here to be seen and here to be heard. Ladies and gentlemen, let me just paint a quick picture of where we are in Ontario today, which is to serve to remind us all why we need conservative values to be back in the province of Ontario. We woke up this morning to a deficit of $12.5 billion, up from last year's deficit of $10.5 billion, which was up from the year before's deficit of $9.2 billion. I see you shaking your head. Isn't that awful? This is what we woke up to in Ontario. Last week, in my role as finance critic, I spent most of the week talking to the media about three things. The Chamber of Commerce came out with a report. Now, you would think the title of the report in itself would be damning enough. The report is on our Ontario economy from the Ontario Chamber, and it's called How Bad Is It? That's the name of the Chamber of Commerce report. And I'll tell you what they had to say in it. It's pretty damn bad. Ed Clark came out with another report this week. Ed Clark is one of the TD Bank leaders who the province has hired to talk to us about selling our assets. Ed came out, and at the end of the entire day, they've determined that adding 12 packs in the liquor store is going to solve all of our economic woes. That is the sum of the entire report. But I have to tell you, all it tells me is why you and I, all of the candidates here, why we're needed so badly in the province of Ontario. This is a government that simply cannot control their spending. They don't want to control their spending. They're looking for nickels in the couch. This is their idea of how we're going to turn Ontario around. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we have a different idea. I call my plan Ontario First. So I want to talk to you just for a couple of minutes about that. Number one, like Lisa and all the other candidates, we just suffered a terrible loss in June. And I'm going to tell you, when I went door to door, I had 1,000 fewer lawn signs up. 1,000 this time, fewer lawn signs, because people were ashamed to put a PC sign. So the first thing we need to do, we need to start is with ourselves. We need to restore pride in the party. So if you go to my website, ontariofirst.ca, you'll be able to look at the 5 constitutional amendments that I'm proposing. And I'm asking you to get involved and have a look at these and get involved and help us amend my amendments and look forward to hearing from you on these drafts. But we need to restore pride in the party. I want people to be proud to put a Tory sign back on their lawn. I don't want them to be ashamed to put my sign on their lawn. That hurts. It hurts all of us. The second thing in Ontario First, it's all about being less political and less ideological. You know, it hurts all of us. I know Christine, Monty, and Lisa in our caucus, when we came to the budget last time and we were asked about the budget, we had to tell people we were voting against the budget, and they looked at us and said, but you haven't even read it yet. And they were right. And it makes all of you cynical that we announced that we were voting against the budget before we even read it. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to be less about political ideology. So it's not about always what's on the right or the left or the center. It's about doing the right thing for Ontario. And that's the real theme of my campaign in Ontario First. It's just about doing the right thing. So I encourage you to get to know me through going on to ontariofirst.ca, downloading my bio, learning a little bit about Vic Fedeli, about my business experience as a lifelong entrepreneur, my experience as a 2-term mayor where I led the government of the City of North Bay, and my 2 terms as your MPP from Nipissing, Mike Harris's old riding, proudly hold that seat. And I want you to just learn a little bit about me, and I think when you see that, you're going to be able to start nodding approvingly that, yeah, this Ontario First really does transcend all political ideology and just get to where we can begin to help Ontario. So I urge you to do that. I just thank you so much for being here today. This is wonderfully encouraging for all of us. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.